One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back. Hey, y'all. How's it going? It's Aaron. What's happening? How's your week going? Hope your Tuesday or whatever day you're listening to this on is off to a tremendous start. It's a funny word, tremendous. Anyway, I don't normally jump in at the beginning like this, but I wanted to let you guys know a couple of things. I just got done editing this episode for release, and for those of you that that don't stick around for the end of the interviews, like I always throw a song when we have a musical guest. I'll throw a song at the beginning of the interview and then one at the end. And Anders has a new album out. It's called Orpheus and The Mermaids, and it came out this year. And I was putting the songs into the episode, and the first one had me crying, sitting here bawling, and then the one that's at the end has such a poignant and hardcore message, and I'm just reminded of what a incredibly huge talent Anders is, and what a sweet soul, what a just gem of a human being. I mean, you'll hear us talk about it, but like he was at his son's lacrosse game and didn't cancel our interview, and that means the world to me. And I hope you hear this, Anders, man. That, like, from the heart, that means a ton. And for all of you out there, go listen to this album. Like, I know we say that all the time, and I mean it all the time, but like I doubly, triply, quadruply mean it. This Anders is a consummate storyteller, poet, and amazing just channeler of energy and light and love, and it's just amazing. I'm like kind of like shaken up from what just happened in here. And also I also wanted to tell you guys a couple of other things that we didn't get to in the intro. So when after the commercials, we do our intro, you're going to hear it kind of sounds like it starts in the middle, and that's because it does. We had Jake from Midnight on Earth podcast over here, and Bryn from Vital Force Herbs, and did a segment with them. But after speaking with Mel and Apple, we decided it would be better served to have that be standing alone and not put it in here with Anders. I want you guys to hear that as its own thing. So you're going to hear that in the coming days. We'll put that out, and that'll be a little extra for you. But I wanted you to just have this, this thing on its own so you could focus on the stuff that Anders is talking about, because this conversation was one of those that really moved the three of us, and I know it's going to do the same for you out there. And also, I also want to reiterate for all of you that on June the 4th, Jeff Firewalker Schmidt from Saint Disruption, John Medeski and Jeff Firewalker Schmidt have created Saint Disruption, which is a musical collaborative effort, social movement, poetic, sonic wonderland that they're doing. And Jeff is flying to Portland to come give a class here at the No Simple Roadhouse. And there are in-person spots available for those of you that want to come in person. They are going fast. And there's only a few left. So if you were thinking about doing it, get off the fence and do it now, because they're going to be gone if you don't. And then you can also sign up online. You can go to www.nosimpleroad.com and just scroll down a little bit. You'll see the picture of Jeff and a description of the class. It's called Sovereignty and the Warrior's Path, Opportunity in the Time of COVID-19. And it's 2.5 hours on June 4th. And, go sign up. You could, like I said, you can come in person or you can sign up for the online, and it's going to be amazing. And, my thing is like, I want all of you to experience this class with us so that we can go through it together as a family. And if cost is an obstacle for you, shoot me an email at info@nosimpleroad.com and I'll hook you up. Like, money should not be the thing that keeps you from going to this. So I wanted to tell you about that as well. So that's it. That's my blabber for the beginning of this. Well, that's not it. That's the end of my blabber right now, for now. And yeah, man, you guys are going to really dig this. So buckle up and get ready. I love you all. Peace. It's almost Mother's Day.
What?
Yeah,
It
is.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's almost Mother's Day. And you know what? If it wasn't for your mom, you would not be hearing my voice right now.
Nope.
So you should do something really sweet for your mom. You should. And you should go over to shoptourbus.com or @shoptourbus on Instagram and hook mom up with the dopest, most cool, ingenious Grateful Dead inspired merch on the planet. Even if mom is not ahead, she will appreciate
a soft, comfy, cozy tee and a beautifully designed, personalized box that it comes in.
It's all about the gift message or the special box request, because Shop Tour Bus does have that. So, go over there, pick her out something cool, make a special box request. The folks over at Shop Tour Bus are going to hook it up. They may even throw in a bootleg for her. Or you know what? Maybe your wife is a mom and she's really into the Dead or Fish or one of those cool bands that we all love, and you don't know what to get her. Thanks, Aaron. You're welcome. Now you know what to get her. So go hook it up, man. And you're going to get free shipping because you're going to put in the promo code No Simple Road when you're done checking out, and they're going to ship that box to you for free. And you're going to be supporting the No Simple Road family of sponsors, and you're going to feel good, and your wife's going to be happy, your mom's going to be happy, and everybody's going to be happy. And that's cool. ShopTourBus.com, @ShopTourBus on Instagram, promo code No Simple Road. There you go.
Be happy.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongSummerCamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongssummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. We're back.
But yeah. So on that note, babe, why don't you go first this week? How was your week today?
Yeah.
Today.
How was my week today?
How was your week
today?
Well, let's
today?
see. My week today. My week today started this morning. First thing today. And
Sorry,
it
guys.
started with the alarm clock. No, there was no alarm clock on Sunday.
How did your day start, Aaron?
I made love to my wife. That's how my day started. You wanna go there? I is shy.
I was testing you.
Yeah, well,
and
there you go.
Passed.
Why you blushing?
Oh, it was boring morning. You'd be like, oh.
No, you know what? I'm getting a better handle on
Your handle, it sounds like.
yeah,
Oh.
a better handle on our nutrition thing that we're doing. I feel like I said last week, like I felt like it clicked finally, and now I'm like in the groove. Like today, I really wanted to go get a shitty burrito from the
Taco truck?
from the amazing. If you live in Portland and you,
Why did you say shitty burrito then?
because it's not good for you, but it's the most delicious food ever on the planet. Is Laureate Taqueria truck over off of like 68th Parkway and 99W. Oh my God. But anyway,
Let me ask a question. What's bad about it other than the tortilla?
French fries.
Oh, you get it with the French fries stuff.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
California burrito. It's carne asada, French fries, cheese, and a tortilla and grease, and the hottest salsa on the planet. It's the best. Oh my God. Anyway,
Wow, you guys, he just had the burrito while he was
I had a
saying
moment.
that. Yeah.
so I was gonna go get that.
It was closed today.
And they were closed. And instead, I went to New Seasons Market and got a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich and some soup. And
That's great.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm getting a better handle on that. My craving for sweets is diminishing, and that's rad.
Yeah, you haven't baked anything in a while.
Nope. And Mel will kick my ass if I bake anything. And, and you know what, man? I have started meditating in the morning. I haven't said anything to anybody. I did it on the DL just because I wanted to see if I would stick to doing it, and I have.
Well, meditation's a personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we tell each other everything around here.
No,
No.
we don't.
I meditate and do things and stuff. When I'm in my room, you may think I'm
Yeah,
just
when I'm
watching
downstairs
TV, but
and nobody
I do
knows.
lots of shit.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm late to the party.
Maybe you share everything.
Yeah. Aaron shares everything. Apple and I are pretty
Okay,
private.
Okay, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, what goes down in the basement stays in the basement. Mel's got her room. I got
But
my
yeah, I
room.
started meditating, and boy, oh boy, is that a thing? Like, for those of you that do it, you know why I'm having trouble talking about it. it really has relieved some of the pressure in my head and the noise that's in there. And I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just me or not, but like I hear that outside voice when I'm meditating. And like this morning was really awesome because it was still dark outside. I woke up early with Mel and saw her off to work and went out on the porch and was meditating out there. And it was right before sunrise. So like all the birds go apeshit right before sunrise. They're like announcing that the day is coming.
The awakening.
And I heard that birds do that to signal to their mates that they made it through the night. Okay. Which that's super cool. But anyway, hey, I did it. I made it. I'm still here. I'm not dead. But all the birds were chirping and it turned into this like symphony of nature. And it was so rad. And I was thinking when I was done, I was thinking like people like go down in the basement or they go in their room and they'll put on those like white noise generators of like bird song or the ocean or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, I don't have to do that. Like I can just sit out here and like the real thing is happening around me.
Our porch is amazing.
Yeah. And feeling the energy from all of that around me and like if you've ever seen our porch, like where we live, we're surrounded by forest and a lot of really large greenery. And it's thrumming with energy. When you're tuned into it and focused to what's going on out there, there's a lot happening. And it was just cool to like be out there and be still and be calm and wake up with the environment around me. Yeah. It was really rad. So I had a moment of that today that really made me appreciate stopping and breathing.
That's really good, babe. If anyone in the room here needs to meditate, it's you, and not because we're so great, just because you literally use your brain so much for work, for the show. I'm always asking you shit. Where's my fucking phone?
Yeah, you're like, responsible for a lot of shit.
You're responsible for a lot of thought things. And that's why I say especially you need it, because you got to shut that thing off. And to hear you have a moment with nature and to be doing that, it makes me happy.
Yeah, it was dope.
It's rad.
And thanks. Yeah. And I realized something too, like, part of the reason I never started doing it is it just seemed like such a daunting task to me, because I've done a fair amount of research into meditation. I've, been into magic, and that is part and parcel with magic. And it just seemed like such a huge hill to climb to get to anywhere that would matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to sit here for 10 minutes and try not to think, and then no, that's not what you do, stupid. Just sit there for 10 minutes. Don't worry about it. Like, just let your thoughts float. Just go with it. And but I realized really quick that running has taught me how to meditate without me paying attention to that's what I was doing. Like on the backside. Do you know what I mean, Mel?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like,
well, because I think, meditation can be seated in a quiet room without moving, but that's just the start of it. People running meditation all the time, or people, I know Jenny, Beadworks by Jenny, she said that beading is her meditation, and you're actually moving. Like, people in dance, they like are transfixed into their choreography, and they're embodying it, and they're focused. And so meditation is all over the place. It's not just sitting in
a certain position.
Yeah,
it's
if you can do that, it's fucking phenomenal, because what happens to your body after all the aches and pains go away, and after you stop thinking and all that, like
the itching,
all that stuff, it's amazing. But it seems very limiting when you just say, oh, that's meditation, and everybody can do it.
Well, for me, meditation had a childhood attachment. I have a childhood attachment to the word. My dad was really, right after my mom and dad split, my dad was very, very heavy into Zen Buddhism and going to the Self-Realization Center in LA all the time and taking me with him. And meditation was something that he did where he didn't move and he didn't speak and he sat and that was it. And it seemed not weird, that's not the right word, just difficult. So whenever I heard meditation, that's what came to mind, was that picture in my head. So like I said, I didn't realize that I was teaching myself how to do it by running. Because when you're running, at least when I'm running, my mind, it's like almost two things going on at the same time. There's my normal thought, which is kind of shut down. And then there's the part of me that's focused on my body. Like, where are my hands? How are my feet hitting the floor? What's my breath doing? And if I let that slip while I'm running, I get exhausted immediately. But if I stay focused and on my breath while I'm running, I can go forever. And I didn't realize that was meditation, was watching my breath.
Switching back from that thought.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm doing it. No, okay, you can think that and be like, fuck, but then go back. So what? Just, if you have to go back 20 times.
20,000.
That's doesn't fucking matter. So you say, oh, well, I only have 10 minutes. Even if you get like 30 seconds of you being in that state, it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's.
But yeah, it was just like,
yeah.
I sat and immediately my eyes went to Dristy and I was in my breath and I was like, oh, I know exactly how to do this from running. Holy shit. And then it didn't seem like such a daunting task. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I was like,
no, I totally get
it's
where
like, wow,
you're coming
yeah,
from.
fuck yeah, gold medal, dude. Pat on the back.
Everything seems daunting when you aren't doing it already.
Yeah, right?
Everything, like, oh, I don't want to take a shower. And then you're in the shower like, damn, this is the
fucking
best
feels
shower
good.
ever.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out.
I don't want to get up and go pee. And then you go pee. Yeah, I got it. But, and then also the other thing that I realized too is like, anytime I'm holding off on starting something that I think is going to be difficult, and then I'll start it and I'll be like, but this is just the first day.
Ew.
Fucking stupid. Like, but I flipped the script on that with myself with this. And I was like, today's the first day. Good job. Aww. Instead of like, well, you only did it once. Like, well, you started right on, man. And then tomorrow's going to be another one and another one and another one. And,
what do you, DJ Khaled? Another one.
I don't. You,
sorry.
Right over my head.
Everybody else, whoever's listening to this episode, you know who DJ Khaled is, and you know another one.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that was a big deal, and having Jake over was cool, and hearing what he had to say, I'm glad that he finally feels like he closed the circle on that.
I never knew that he felt unclosed.
I didn't either.
Okay.
And yeah, man, just things are going smooth right now for a minute. Wow. And I'm chill. That anxiety that normally rests in the center of my being is at a dull 2 instead of a loud 5.5.
A dull 2.
A dull 2. So that's my week.
That's good. A dull 2.
Yeah. What about you? Mel?
Me?
Yeah, you. No, the other Mel.
Well, I mean, that directly affects my week because when you're feeling, at a low or frustrated or, whatever, it affects my week. So you being more upbeat has really helped me to maintain my upbeatness instead of having to dig it up again.
I like that word.
Upbeatness.
Upbeatness. You want to see my upbeatness?
So I'm grateful to hear that's going on. How come when Aaron talks, nobody says shit, and then it's my turn? Gosh.
We all
we had a blow up yesterday during our podcast.
There was no
A little. I mean, our blow ups are like,
Mel had a
hey,
blow-up.
Mel had a blow up.
like I did have a blow up because I was feeling some kind of way because he's like too freaking Jekyll and Hyde over here. They're fantastic and they're great, but if you want to be serious, don't fucking do it. Like, just hold it for a time where you know you're gonna have great attention, because they hurt my feelings yesterday. They didn't mean to, but I had to get it out because it really freaking hurt my feelings.
But you did maintain your upbeatness.
I did. Well, I think there's just because your feelings are hurt doesn't mean you're in a bad mood. Those are two, I don't know why they go together. Like,
Well, usually if you get your feelings hurt, you get angry.
that's
Not you, just in
but-
general.
But that's not true. If your feelings are hurt, you get sad. That's more like what I would say. If my feelings are hurt, like, oh, sucks. Not like,
It's 50-50. That's a 50-50.
well, it just
thing.
depends.
Yeah.
It depends. I had sad feelings. I didn't have angry feelings.
But you've had upbeatness.
But I've had upbeatness. What's fantastic, and I just want to jump on one thing about your week. I really feel like eating healthier has changed all of our moods. I've seen it. It's been a really cool thing to see. Like, we'll all have a smoothie, and then 5-10 minutes after that, like, there's this upbeatness in the house. It's really affecting everybody, and I'm so grateful to Magnus for his support. Really, that's really what it is just his support, his the way that he deals with all of us individually and as a family. Like, it's fucking rad how his way is really great, and it's helping us all, so that made me happy this week. And I'm still getting a hang of my, what foods I can have that doesn't like detrimentally affect my stomach, and just kind of figuring out what's really going on with my stomach health, my gut health. But everything else, I feel like on the same level. Like, it's been really good. I've had a lot of really positive interactions this week, and
And your eyebrows are on fleek.
Really good. They need a
Yeah,
wax for
they look
sure.
really good.
I need a lip and brow wax. But thanks for noticing, man.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I think my week was good, guys. Not too much. I can't think of anything. Nothing really sticks out. It's like by the time Sunday's here, I feel like this past week was a month ago. Like, it feels like that for me because I'm still have my work clothes on, everybody. Like, I just got home and then I had to jump right into the seat, and Jake came, and then we had an interview, and now this, and it's like almost 6 o'clock. I haven't eaten. I still got my work clothes on. Like, sometimes my days go so fast that it's hard to recall everything in a week, because I barely remember what happened during the day. But that's all. I've been excited for June for
For Jeff.
Yeah, for Jeff coming. That's been in the forefront of my mind this week for some reason. But other than that, just like plugging away at my health and all the things that I've been inspired by lately.
Right on, baby.
Yeah.
Apple?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
I'm feeling that like dull too also.
Dull too?
Dull
I
too?
like that. Yeah. He said I might like a dull too.
Oh.
That's like one word now to me.
A dull too.
A dull too. That's a good place to be, because I'll do mine in a nutshell.
No, don't do it in a nutshell. Do it out here on the
Help,
microphone.
let me out of here. I'm in a nutshell. Monday was very hectic. It was the day before 420. Tuesday was 420, which was awesome. We were jammed. I got food poisoning. Had to leave at 3:30. Came home, threw up all night long. Woke up in the morning, had diarrhea. Just sharing all my personal shit here because that's what we do.
Because, yeah.
So my 420 turn, and I think it was a combination, I'm realizing now, of like nerves, the buildup and everything, and
that omelet.
and because I shared the other half with somebody else, and they weren't feeling that great. But anyway, then I got through that. I spent a very sickly morning on Wednesday, but by Wednesday afternoon, I was feeling better. You came home and were like, good for you for taking the day off, because a lot of times, like a lot of people,
Yep.
just go to work sick. and that's not good.
You can't really fuck around and do that during this shit. That's
No.
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 Yeah, and then
But it was good to see you, Apple, home and like relaxed with we didn't have any interviews. We didn't have anyone coming over. I made dinner. It was just like really cool to see you relaxed.
And I did relax that day. Aaron bringing up the meditation thing. I don't really have never really called it meditation, but that's something I learned in the family. My mom and sister used to meditate a lot. It was something we did in the living room, like together. It was something they
really
made
cool.
me do. So
what would they do?
Just sit there quietly and just meditate, turn everything off, and do like the whole. My sister was very into that of doing the straight spine sitting up, and my mom would set the kitchen timer thing for a half hour, and we would just sit there and be quiet.
That's
And just-
so cool.
And I learned that like that point. I have a hard time keeping my eyes closed for a long time, but I very easily can focus on one thing, and then everything disappears.
Yeah.
Everything
That's
just
Dristy.
disappears. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Dristy's a focal point.
I can do that in like about a minute of staring at something, and everything just disappears. I do it when I watch TV. The room disappears. All that's there is the screen, and the screen comes closer.
It's called hypnotism.
And everything blocks out. Yeah.
That's rad.
But
That's so cool that your mom and sister made you do that.
I did that on Thursday because I was laying there. Because when you're not feeling good, it's like, well, I'm going to lay here and watch TV. I couldn't focus on like TV. Everything was making me sick. So I just sat there on the couch and for a long time that day. I think I fell asleep sitting up at one point. But anyway, Thursday was back to work, and 420 is over. My job is the easiest it ever is right now for a couple of weeks because we order so much stuff. That transitioned into Friday. Friday was a very chill evening for all of us. Everybody was like in the same mode, like early bed tonight, and boom.
So nice.
Saturday was really nice. We had a wonderful interview, which you guys will hear in a while. Be coming up. Josh and Julia came by, visited us, brought Darwin's girlfriend Luna for a little visit, and it was really cute because he was a lot more respectful this time. Last time was like
He ain't trying to get that booty no
last
more.
time was like a 13-year-old boy going through puberty,
He's
and
going crazy.
this time he was like a little more like, hey, how you doing? And then they hung out and stuff, and that was nice. And what, like you said, I can't remember. Like trying to remember
Saturday,
what we did.
JJ came over too.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
JJ came by, visited.
We just made dinner last night and hung out.
Oh yeah, Aaron made
Yeah.
a bomb ass. He did a
Fish?
Parmesan
crusted
cod. And then today, another wonderful
Risotto.
interview.
Yeah.
Jake being over here, so it's been a really nice week. And
And
the same thing Aaron said, the whole thing about getting on track. This week really fucked me up because of getting sick. Looking at my tracking and stuff, like on Thursday, I was like 2,100 calories short of my goal. No because I couldn't eat all day.
Yeah.
I had
fucked you up.
yeah. I didn't have.
I was like that with mine in the beginning of the week.
and then
'cause
the
I
next
wasn't-
day I ate very light, so I was like 1,600 short,
Yeah.
which, and then like you say, given, first of all, just the name of our nutrition coach, Magnus. Has a power to it.
Yeah,
And this
it does.
is such a powerful but sweet person, the way he approaches it. He takes your time, and he's not somebody that is judging or is going to give you a hard. Me and Ryder, when we did our check-in this week, which I did sick, I heard you guys doing it Tuesday night, came up, which I'm glad I did. I was like, fuck, get up.
Yeah, that was
Get
cool.
up and go talk to him and have a salad. There was a salad you guys made. He doesn't give you a hard time. Me and Ryder were both like, and I'd send him an email with all my stuff the day before. I was like, dude, I realized this weekend, I had a realization how much a night of partying fucking does. When you write that down, I
Yeah.
had over 2,000 calories in beer on Saturday
oh my
night.
gosh.
Hell
That's
yeah,
cool.
dude.
How many?
Once I tracked it, was like I was like, oh,
Like
but,
4
I
beers?
looked up
Is that-
one-
No, it was a 12-pack.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I put a 12-pack. That was a guesstimate. It might have been more. And those are
Okay.
like, and an IPA or something is like, most of them are like over 200 calories each.
Oh.
So when you put all
I
those
never
down,
pay attention to like how
exactly.
much that
I never
is.
paid attention, and you guys know I'm a person that likes to drink and likes to party and stuff like that. And that was like a like holy fuck, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Really? And then, but
Dang.
Magnus's response, he's like, you know, that you're not like giving
It
permission.
happens.
If you're doing it
He's
great
like, hey,
all the time,
hey,
and then
that-
you're doing once in a while,
and
then
he was so
fine.
happy to hear my realization when I sent him the email. Is like, I'll explain. And he's like, none explanation needed. We do things. You know, he's not like a militant guy.
No.
Like, you know, he makes it very.
He wants us to
It
succeed.
makes it very easy to do.
Yeah.
And I want to be part of because I'm not a person that likes to sign up to those programs.
Well, it's not
What's
really
the-
a program.
The
That's
funny thing is that
No,
there
you know
was
what I
no
mean,
sign
though,
up
that-
ever for anybody. Just strictly because he is who he is. That's how we got started.
And that's why it happened. And that's why I'm part of this. It happened organically.
Yep.
Like most of the things in our life does now. It
And
was not.
The next day, this week, so one of the days, maybe I think it was like back when I went on Thursday, there's this like thing in front of work, Magnus mode. And it's an app that you can download on your phone that helps people that have like learning disabilities or challenges to shop. Helps people.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Tells them about the store and
Magnus
how.
mode.
Yeah. And it's called Magnus mode. And
So-
I was like, what?
Did you send it to me? Did you
I
like a
didn't. I will.
screenshot,
I'm
send it
gonna.
to
I was gonna. I
Magnus?
just don't have my phone. Usually
Apple,
at work.
are you gonna like become one of those people that like is drinking White Claws all the time because they're like not a lot of calories in White Claw?
No, I'm going to be one of those people that is more careful of what I do and does things in
That
moderation.
that meme that I saw
That's
said
rad. That's
White
rad,
Claw.
Apple.
White Claw
And
tastes like static. You're drinking TV static while somebody yells the fruit name from another room.
Well, the thing I'm learning too, we've all talked about this, is everybody we're not all the same. You got to do it in your own way and stuff. Like I already talked to I'm getting a rowing machine.
you are?
I liked rowing machines when I was younger and went to the gym with my dad and stuff. I always liked that. And now they're different than back then. Back then they were like the two things on the side, and now they're the magnetic or the hydro, where it's a bar like this and you pull it in.
That's
and
cool.
it works like so much of your body. I want that because my time to exercise, I've realized, is when I'm in my room fucking watching TV.
Yep.
I'm going to put it on my rug in front of the TV, and I'll put on my shows and be getting exercise.
That's freaking dope, Apple.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
so
cool.
I'm learning too. I'm learning through this. I'm feeling better. My 36 waist pants that didn't fit great 2 weeks ago are now a little bit loose.
Woo
I can actually
woo.
put the fingers in there, how to pull the belt loop in a little bit, and
You guys, this is
So
huge,
shit-
Apple.
shit's working.
I just remember being here the very first year, and that's not a good judge. We
We were a free for all the first
we
year.
were all excited.
Eating
I
ice
mean, there was
cream.
all these different places to eat. It was a new city, of course, but like just going from that view to right now, and we're in the middle of it. We're not at the beginning or the end. We're like in the middle of this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so much has changed in such a positive way. Even if this was the end, what has changed is worth it. It's worth
I
it.
just had a flashback to I remember the first year here, and I remember at one point after we got better and all lost weight and quit eating, like Mel was in there. Everybody's seen Mel on the podcast or on the website, everything. Me, Aaron, Ryder, and Simon were like four hungry bears fighting over dinner. When dinner would put out, we used to make like 4 times the portions that we did. There'd be like 5 pounds of meat, and we'd all just be like, hurry up and eat your first plate so you can go get seconds before the other dude does, because he might fucking get more than you. It was like a ravenous thing that we were just so used to. And I remember at one point asking Mel, I was like, do you ever get disgusted by us? And she's like, as sweet as she was like, no, but kind of. Like, I don't remember your reaction. I just remember your face said it all. You didn't even say anything when I asked you that. It was like, thanks for bringing that up, because it's fucking kind of
It was
gross.
like living with 4 teenagers when we first moved up
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
I mean, there was legitimate one, but it was like living with 4 teenagers who was going through a growth spurt, who just, it's a bottomless pit, and like, oh, ice cream, oh, it's steak, oh, okay, let's have some, never
only
like
one-
kale chips or like,
And only one of them was a teenager. The rest were grown ass
Yeah.
men.
But it's just really cool, like, to be able to, there's no smoke in my eyes. The mirror is clean. No, I'm seeing what's really happening, and it's freaking rad. Even your skin looks better, babe.
It's a trip
Like,
to me.
remember we were talking about glows yesterday, guys?
Yeah.
Aaron's forehead. Look at Aaron's forehead. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Do you
the
see
glow
there's
of
like a
my
little bit of a
forehead.
sheen?
Yeah, he
That-
does
That's
have
grease.
a sheen. I was just gonna. I always
No.
wonder. It's like, did you shower?
I
this
wrote a
morning?
piece
But
of
he did
pizza on
shower.
it.
He did shower today, though. So
We
did.
were talking about the glow yesterday, and the guys were like, I don't know what that
I don't
like
know what a
skin
fucking
looking at
skin
skin.
glowing.
You can tell when somebody looks chalky, and you can tell when somebody looks
Glowy.
glowy
yeah,
and hydrated.
glowy,
You can just
chalky,
tell.
ashy.
Yeah.
Tunis. What?
Tunis.
The-
Tunis.
I mean, guys.
for no.
Wow.
So yeah,
Mind.
that was my week wrapping. And then now what I'm looking forward to is making a delicious dinner. I got some Thai peanut marinated like satay skewers and some coconut jasmine rice to whip up and some broccoli.
You know, here's the thing. I don't know if it's from being quarantined and like feeling responsible for myself because of it. Does that make sense? Like,
You have to give me a little bit more to go on in that.
like
What's because of quarantine?
Yeah,
like that
there was-
feeling of responsibility for myself. Like I took care of myself before this, but quarantine brought it to another level.
Quarantine
I
put us
feel
under
like-
a microscope
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
ourselves.
I definitely feel that
Yeah.
it made me pay attention to how I care for
Like
myself.
in every little thing, and
There's less to distract.
yes, and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, man. It just feels like, to bring it kind of back to what Jake was talking about, like consciousness is going up, and I feel like the being healthy in your body is hand in hand with that thing. Like, you can still, your vibration will still go up, but it's harder. It's harder for you to get there physically.
Shitty foods are meant to like literally and weigh us down. Like if something like say meat, for example, it's not inherently good or bad, but meat takes more to digest.
Well-
and meat is a heavier food, like a protein. So it needs to break down. If your body's always infiltrated with heavy shit, toxins, it doesn't have time to be spiritual. I'm not saying
it's
it's
much
never
harder for
it's
it.
much harder. Exactly. It's more to work
Your
through.
body's going to be spiritual.
Yes,
You are a
spiritual,
thing.
but you know what I mean. I mean it never, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's just a little bit like going through mud in white.
And I realized too that like I've had a problem with meat for a long time, since being on Dead Tour. And like you guys,
Since before Dead Tour, when you lived with me before we even discovered Grateful Dead, you used to give me shit when I chop up meat.
yeah, that's true. I've always had a weird trip about it, and like I still eat it, but I have to like reconcile it to myself when I do it, and I feel weird about it, and like I have a whole thing, and I don't have that anymore. Our conversation with Gordon White fucked me, like it completely
Fucked you.
fucked me up.
Okay.
It like no, that was this morning.
What's going on?
No,
Show us your O face.
that conversation with Gordon, like he was talking about when he took ayahuasca and
They're everything.
was
You're
with the
everything.
fish and the fit. He was, and I was like, holy shit, yes, that, and it reconciled it for me, in a energetic way. Like the energy of it makes sense now, and it didn't before, and it messed me up for a really long time.
Yeah.
And being able to like ingest something to where you have to talk yourself into it, but you still like it. That's, you get what I'm like?
I know
That's
exactly
a weird,
what you're talking about.
and that's not good.
No.
And so
it's against your body.
And so I don't have that anymore. Like, I'm cool with it. Now, I'm not going to go chomping on a pork chop. I still feel funky about that. But I don't feel like that about like when I'm, Apple, like I'll always ask you like, hey, will you cut this up for me? Will you dice that? Will you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get kind of
I
squeamish
have a
with
hard
like
time
raw
with it,
meat.
man.
Which is
stuff.
funny because
Yeah.
you always ask me if you want me to cut.
Because
your
I don't
meat.
want you to have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking out for
I
you,
appreciate
even
it.
though he's willing to
It
take
does
a
gross
bullet.
me out.
Yeah, I'll take the bullet for you. But
Yeah, you always ask me. I love doing it. Always have, always will.
so that helped. And I just feel like whatever's happening in the house is a microcosmic view of what's happening on the macrocosmic level.
So you've reconciled some.
No, but I'm saying there's something going on with consciousness. Like things are being healed if our little microcosm of a home it represents the macrocosmic view of consciousness outside. We're everything, right? So if it's happening in here, it's also happening out there. Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's really cool to take that viewpoint and see it going up and being part of it.
Yeah.
And being able to talk to you guys out there and have your feedback coming to us. And it's just dope, all of it.
Yeah, the shows felt really alive this last month. And April was a very, for me anyway, like we had Jenny and Brady come, and then her daughter and Josh came, and they brought their friend Bryce, and we had JJ over the other day. We've had a few letters and just the interaction, Buzz and Nola
And
Nate going to hang out.
I want to go.
It just really, it made my heart really happy to feel like, wow, the show is alive and thriving out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that we get to do this. I'm so grateful that we get to do this.
Me too, man. And grateful for all of you that listen to the show.
You guys are
appreciate
part
you.
of our therapy. Like, I've realized over this past month how much I share, but I also realize how much I don't share. And that I've been, because I realized that I've been consciously sharing things that I normally wouldn't share, just like my own thing. Like, nobody needs to know what I would or wouldn't share, but I would just share extra a little bit. And it's really freaking helped me personally to not keep so much in, to just let things go. And so I just want to thank you guys out there for lending me your ears. And whether you realize it or not, whether you comment or not, it just helps me to get it off my chest. And the fact that you guys are listening means a lot.
Speaking of listening, let's do the business.
Let's do the business, because we want to get you to this dope interview.
So check it out, you guys. There's a lot going on, but
Yes, there is.
On June 4th, No Simple Road is welcoming Jeff Firewalker Schmidt. He's doing a talk called Sovereignty in the Warrior's Path, Opportunity in the Time of COVID-19. And this is a 2.5 hour class that you can go to www.nosimpleroad.com and sign up. You'll see it right there as you scroll down. There is 10 spots left for the in-person, and those are going fast.
Yeah, they
so
are.
you bet if you live here in Portland and you want to come
Just do
to the
it.
class, you better do it like right now while we're talking, or those are going to be gone. And then there's unlimited online. And this is going to be an amazing talk by an incredibly powerful human being. And you will definitely go away with tools that you didn't have before to move forward into the future of what we have in front of us, with a different set of tools in your bag. So I'm begging you guys, man, to just go sign up. We want everybody that listens to this show to be part of this and feel that communal energy of it and have it happen. And then also, you know, all the other stuff, man. I mean, do I got to run it down? Really?
Yeah,
Do I? Yeah,
absolutely. Because somebody might be listening for the first time.
Okay. Follow us on all the social media platforms at No Simple Road. Go to www.nosimpleroad.com. You can sign up for the newsletter there. You can buy No Simple Road merchandise there, like coffee cups to put your Grady's cold brew in, or you can get a fanny pack to put
Hoodies.
you can
Comfy
get
hoodies.
Yep. All that stuff is on nosimpleroad.com. If you would be so sweet and kind as to go to patreon.com/No Simple Road and think about becoming a Chan donator.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And more than think about it, be it. Be
you,
it.
you too
You
can be
put
part of
gas
the
in our tank.
the financial engine of No Simple Road.
That's right.
No, seriously, all joking aside, the last year financially has been a thing for the show, and we need your help to keep doing what we do, and that is the way that this game works. So if you listen to this show every week and you're a part of the No Simple Road family and you haven't gone to patreon.com/No Simple Road, we'd appreciate it if you go over there and throw us $1 or $2
Or 20.
or 50
or
Or
222, 117,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. That's the cool thing about Patreon. You can do whatever
Yep,
you
you
want.
can do $1.93 a month.
Whatever number makes sense to you.
138. Anyway, you could go over there and do that. Or if you do not have the cash and you want to do something for the show, go and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You don't even have to type anything. You can just go 5 stars on your way. You're
Boom.
gone. But if you wanted to be extra sweet, kind, and magnificent, you could type a little review and we will read it on the show.
It's mine and Mel's favorite thing.
Yep.
No new ones this week, guys?
No, that's all right though.
All
We
right.
had a
It's
couple
Aaron's
last time.
favorite too, but me and Mel
Yeah.
usually
Yeah, I don't-
read them. It's fun. Like last time we had 2. We each got to read one. That
It's-
was
I
like
know.
super celebrate day.
It's the one time in the show I finally shut up when you guys read that. Yeah, that's leaving us reviews. And you can also call the Tepid line at 971-808-1524. Look at Mel.
That
What?
number again is 971-808-1524. Operators are standing by. Psych, they're not. Nobody's going to answer it. You're just
Yeah,
going to say
Google
whatever you
will
want.
answer it.
Actually, we did get a phone call.
Oh, we did.
We sure did.
Hang on.
That
Hang on.
number is 867.
No, don't do that to them. No, they're not going to know what it is.
Yeah, they
It's
will.
971-808-1524. I'm pulling up the one. Hold on. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is a very special message too. So let's see.
Hey, No Simple Road family. This is Mama Bear, and I just wanted to leave a message to share what an incredible weekend we had connecting with our No Simple Road family. I just want to let everybody know that as much as we can, we want to meet all of you. We want everybody to come to a show or come to the house or travel and see you guys. And every time we call, or I'm sorry, not we call, but every time you guys call and leave a message, every time we get a letter, we get a little package or a letter in the mail, it just, warming our heart isn't, I mean, it does that, but it's so much more than that. And I just wanted to say thank you to the family out there. I wanted to say thank you to the conductor for creating what a positive, beautiful community. And we love you. Peace. And
Wow,
Peace and
And that's all I had.
that was it.
That's all I had.
Mama Bear has spoken.
that threw me off. That didn't sound like your voice. It took me halfway through that. I'm like,
Who is
there's
that?
Mama Bear, and then I'm like, oh,
I just did it on because I was feeling a really good high after, not high literally, but of emotional high from just connecting with our family out there again. And it just makes me so happy. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call the freaking Tepid line and tell everybody how much they mean to me. So I hope you guys got that out of this.
I like that you did that. I never even thought of that. Who says you can't review your own or leave a nice message?
No, yeah.
Thank you for calling into the show, Mel. That was
Yeah,
really
welcome.
sweet.
nice. We speak your name.
When I just
Yeah.
realized I was you, I was like, oh shit, we can do that.
Yeah. We
And
can
you can
participate
too.
in our own show.
Yeah.
So
So there's Mel giving a good example of what to do.
yeah, there it is. Everybody, take not advice. Take what's the word I'm looking for?
Care?
Her cue. Her
Yeah,
lead.
take the cue from Mel and 971-808-1524.
Do as I say and as I do.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. All right, everyone, here it is.
Wow.
We spent the day, 40-something minutes, with Anders Osborne at his son's football game or
Soccer
game.
Football.
And I would really like to take you there with us. So without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Anders Osborne.
Welcome to Earth. Yeah, glory and strife. Amazement and horror will carve out your life. Fear, oh my fear. Despair not too much. Just know that thou rageful are longing. Yeah, they're longing. Yeah, they're longing. Yeah, they're longing for touch. Welcome to Earth, a glory and strife. Amazement and horror will carve out your life. My heart holds a candle. Yeah, wax in the wick. So easily killed by a word. Oh, by a word. By a word. Yeah, by a word or a flick. Welcome to Earth. Oh, joy and strife. Amazement and horror, they will carve out your life. Forgive my perplexion. Oh, as I stumble along, I'll offer you my findings. I offer them to all. Yeah, to all. Or to all. Yeah, in poems and songs. Here we go. that what is the answer? Oh, the answer. Yeah, the answer. Oh, the answer. Yeah, the answer is love.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anders.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sorry about that. I'm with my son at his lacrosse game. It's his first game. He's been practicing for a few months and he's excited.
Oh,
We
man.
drove up.
Wow.
So we drove up to Baton Rouge, and so that's a little day trip. How's everybody doing?
Awesome, brother.
Good.
Really,
Yeah.
really good. I'm Aaron. How you doing, man?
Hey, Aaron.
How's it going?
This is Mel, one of the co-hosts. Anders, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
And then on the third one here, I'm Apple. It's very nice to have you here, Anders.
Apple.
It's good to finally meet you, man. You know, Apple and I were first introduced to you in 2014 at Terrapin Crossroads.
Sweet.
And I came home telling Mel,
Gushing.
gushing.
Really?
Like a schoolboy. I was like, oh my God, you got to see this. And yeah, man, I've been following ever since. And
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
yeah, man, thanks for joining us on an auspicious occasion of the day after the birth of a new baby. You know, your album just
Yep.
came out, man. It is
Yeah.
insane.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so beautiful and really great for a Saturday, Sunday morning to just kind of reflect, have your coffee, and just enjoy some good sounds.
Oh, thank you.
How you
Yeah,
how you feel about it, man?
I feel great. I like when records, they are true representations of something that has happened. And if they come out quickly, which very rarely happens, usually it's like, well, we gotta wait. Well, you know, I had a rock and roll record in the can, and then the pandemic, so you put that on hold. And before that, I wrote something different. So my feeling about this is, I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote, and we sat in the pandemic and we quarantined and we silenced and we thought and pondered, and I poetically waxed over ideas and musical feelings. And then I said, I'm ready. Let's go record it. Spent 2 days recording it. We mixed it. We mastered it.
Oh, wow.
We put it out. And that's
Wow.
just, when you can do that as an artist, you know, especially as the songwriter, I'm not looking for a career. I'm looking for a way to reach people with my thoughts and the musical, you know, ideas. And that is a pretty instant manifestation. It's not something that is a calculating process of 2-3 years, which is usually what the business does. So the quick answer is, hell yeah, I like it.
We do too, man. It is much needed.
You know, the Welcome to Earth, that song, you said something in that song that's been running around inside my head through this whole thing. And, you know, we've all been through a lot in the past year. And through it all, I kept saying, what happened to love, man? Where's love? It seems like that's gotten lost somewhere in the message. And that song, Welcome to Earth, you gave the answer to it, man. And
Oh, thank you.
it hit home for me. And, you know, I just wonder, like, going through everything that we just did and sitting down to put this together. I mean, is this everything that's happened through your eyes, basically, through your heart and your eyes? Like, you're pouring out of everything that we've been through and you've been through?
The record, you mean? Yeah, it started, the first song was a song called Last Day in the Keys. And I started it before the pandemic, and it was a reflection on friends and colleagues committing suicide, and then how the whole thing they became extremely celebrated after that fact.
Right.
So I was pondering the fact of, first of all, how we neglect and miss the misery part of their life. We may see it, but we don't know. We don't have the knowledge and the tools to approach people in depression or in severe addiction. And how do we make a move? So we let it slide. Then they kill themselves, which is actually what happens. It's not suicide. They actually get the balls to commit murder towards themselves. And then we celebrate that. Then we spend time celebrating what just happened, not the actual event, but their lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was it shook me to the core. I have to be very honest. I'm like, the more I pondered that, I said, there's a record in all of this. There's not just a song. There's something here that seems to be how we live. We live like this all the time. We make our connections and we love each other, but we sort of miss it until there's sadness and drama and grief. And then we start celebrating that.
Wow.
That they actually didn't have.
Right.
So I know it's kind of a heavy subject, but
No.
I needed to bring it up because it was the launch of the whole idea of, so what are we doing? I know I'm meditating, I'm sober, I've been sober for a long time, but it's not really what I wanted to talk about. It's actually the dialogue that goes on, and then speeding forward, that goes on inside of me in relationship to everything I go through. And then the pandemic hits, and now all I had was time with my own dialogue.
Oh shit. I know the feeling.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, man. And you know, you mentioned Neil Casal in that song.
Yeah.
And he was very instrumental in what we're doing right now for us.
Wow.
He said something to me that changed the course of my life when I talked to him. And so that your song hit home because you know, we don't want to deal with the mess in other people's lives. And sometimes we don't feel like we have entree into that. Yeah. And you can see it. I mean, if your heart is open and you connect with people on an energetic level, you can see the pain and you can see the funk, but sometimes you don't feel like you have the right or the okay to step in and touch that thing.
You wait for them to come to you, and that doesn't happen.
Right.
And that's exactly it. Yeah, we went through depression in my family, and you hit it on a nail. And I've been through severe addiction most of my life. And the thing that happens is that you are not allowed. When I try to enter my family member's depression, all hell would break loose.
Right.
I'm not supposed to be in there. That's their very secret space. And so was my addiction. It's my secret space. Don't dare mess with this. Yeah.
It was sacred. So, it was a little sacred, weird bubble.
Absolutely. And then, so what I studied for the family situation I was in was, what's my role? Whether it's a son or a spouse, or, you have to look it up. And then I started asking psychologists, psychiatrists and therapists. And I was like, how do you deal with this? Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting to learn some of the tools, which I realized I had no idea, which is why it's so difficult. You can't approach them when they're down. You have to make a plan with a depressed person, for instance, when they're feeling really good. And then you sit them down. Like, it seems so logical once someone tells you that, You have to sit with them. Just like an addict, you have to talk to us when we're sober, right? And when we actually have a clear head and make a plan for what should we do once you relapse, or once you start binging, or once the depression takes over. What do we do? What's the plan?
Yeah.
So, and those are things that I didn't know this. So how am I supposed to approach like a friend guitar player?
Right.
Like, hey, buddy, you know what I mean? That I see at festivals and club gigs, but maybe talk to once a month. So it's very difficult.
Yeah. Well,
So what could anybody have done different? like not in Neil Casal's case, but in any of them, let's just, put Neil Casal as, like he's just the figurehead. Yeah. The example. But in any situation, how could we, like you said, once a week, maybe you talk to him, every few months you may see him or get together, but nevertheless, you care, you care the whole time.
I think, and I don't have the solution. I'm not a professional. So
this is all about opinion.
Okay. So my opinion and the information I've gathered is it's a communal effort, like in most things. So if someone is suffering from severe depression, rather than continue to just book them, put them in the band, continue to set them on, the same trajectory, which creates the same vacuum. Touring for me for 30 years, I missed every single birthday. I think I, on one hand, can count my 2 kids' birthdays that I've been home for. I missed everything. I missed Christmases, New Year's Eves, almost all of them. I mean, I'm never there. And that alone, eating cold food at 1 a.m., that you reheat some salmon that they dished out at 9:30, like, these are realities of touring. So rather than continue that vacuum that you end up living in, not the glamour of, hey, I get to play with some friends, but maybe you hate your band. Most people don't love their band. It's a gig, right?
Right.
So rather than doing that, what are the alternatives? What's the rehab that you just go in and say, no, we can't book you at Lock-In. We are going to pay a certain amount of that fee for you. You're going to go and get some help. That's one idea you could do, that you actually step in a much larger consciousness and not just continue business as usual.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's happening to every single one that you work with, because they're associates. Now, that's a tall order, obviously.
Right.
But,
Sure.
But do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
You
Totally.
have to engage. You can't just keep hiring and say, man, he played until he just died on stage. He's such a cool dude. Like, not really.
We loved him.
Does that poke at the industry of what it is, or with life itself?
It becomes
is it, you know what I mean when by those two different things, right? Like, is it just the music industry, or is it all of us? Is it our family and friends that ignore it too? Like, here come to dinner, Uncle Steve, and Uncle Steve's fucked up the whole time. Like, but nobody says anything.
You're so right. You're so right. It's a larger. I just attacked the industry because it was an easy prey.
Sure.
There's no one in the room.
You're outside.
It's somebody else. I'm waving it off again. But bottom line is, I think I'm speaking from my experience.
Sure.
Right.
What they did with me was they booked me on a tour, and at the end of the tour, they realized, oh shit, I hadn't lived in the city park here in New Orleans for a year. For no reason. I literally couldn't function. So they said, this is not working. We got to send it. So they just took me straight to the airport. They forced my will and sent me to a rehab. That was a really good effort by manager and some other fellow musicians. Now, I said yes, but they pushed it hard. I mean, they really stepped in and go, holy shit, he can't even tour. He's completely useless. Now, they could have booked me on another tour after that, but they didn't. They said, you got to go. This is not working. And I know people do this, but this, I think, also translates to depression. In depression, we haven't really gotten with mental illness and stuff like anxiety, sleeplessness, all these things that we deal with. They're all linked to the same thing. And I think the taboo and the stigma around this stuff, it's just stuff we got to start digging in, man. People are not always happy.
Right.
They feel like
and
shit.
the road perpetuates.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, the road perpetuates the not the symptoms, but some of the causes of the disease of it. You said, you're not with your family, you're not sleeping right, you're exposed to every substance under the planet if you have that predilection, and not only that, but you're being asked to perform on the regular, even if you're not in the right headspace. Yeah. And that can cause you to just go down in flames, right?
Hard. Yeah. Before pandemic, I definitely hit a deep depression and just sit at the hotel rooms and you FaceTime the family and they're having dinner and I'm just bawling. I'm just crying every fucking night. Just can't take it anymore to be away. And it's just, you can't do that forever. You have to like find a way to balance these things. And I think that's something that not just family members, but, you know, the industry has to start to find an actual system in place that the show does not have to go on. It doesn't have to go on.
Do you think, Anders, at this point, like, isn't this like a really good time to change that?
Right
like
now.
We have the opportunity that we've never had before, that we can like progress in a more healthy, community-oriented way.
Yeah, I think it's just fabulous. I think if, like in our case, you know, if you can financially survive this pandemic, in my case, I realized that I need, you know, I don't need to make as much money as I thought. I can actually get by with less. And I was like, well, that's good. So I learned that.
Okay.
I also learned that I can, meaning I don't need to buy new stuff, like little, you know, weird stuff that you fill your home with every week. You come home with a new this and a little glass thing here and a shredder and you know what I mean, a new shelf. I don't like the old shelf. I'm gonna get a new shelf. Like you just consistently, me anyways, I'm always like filling the house with shit. I'm like, well, what is all this shit doing here? And then once you realize that you need maybe like, you know, an eighth of the shit.
It's like the less stuff that you have, the more you have to deal with yourself.
Yeah. That's scary stuff. Let's not do that. I don't want to do that.
Well, you know, because you're not looking at that fucking tchotchke on the new shelf that you replaced. So now you're like, damn, what is wrong with my stomach? Dude. What's wrong with my face? What's wrong with my attitude?
Yeah, totally.
Anders, man.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. You know, and I think we can take these meditations that I think a lot of people have picked up, not just the bad habits, but the new good habits, eating healthy and taking care of each other and the connection. I mean, human connection is so huge, and animals and nature, all this stuff. It just creates a general sense of I'm protected. I'm okay. You know, it's like you don't have to go through all the trauma of your past all the time. Go to therapy. You can just walk in nature and you go, fuck yeah, man. I'm like a pine tree. I'm okay, man. I'm just here.
Yeah.
I'm just freaking here.
The pine tree's not trying to get over there or be like the other pine tree.
It's fine. And it's not trying to be a daisy. It goes, hell no, I'm a pine tree.
Fucking pine tree.
Well, you know, and it's not even stating anything. It just is.
Yes.
It just fucking is. I have to ask something though, Anders, because, you know, if I were to look at you, you know, in 89 or even, you know, in 99, it's a completely different human being. I mean, you look like Sting right now, you know, you've got this like beautiful short haircut. Your face is more, your face is more the front of you, like it's not hidden behind hair and stuff. Hey. And so what is this? I mean, I had to acknowledge it because it seems like, even though I've not known you before, it seems like we're speaking to a new person.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, right. Like, there's nothing about it like good or bad. What I'm saying is, it just seems as if like you know where I'm coming from.
I get it, and I think.
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
I think the domestication the first few years of just learning to be a human. So you have the basic stuff. There's a blueprint of that my my unconscious and my id personality, the base brain has just acted out that stuff forever. And about 3 years ago in 17, I had a complete breakdown, and I can't do this anymore. Whatever it is I'm doing, I don't understand anything. I don't know what's happening. I'm codependent. I'm a people pleaser. I'm just losing my freaking mind every single day. I don't understand. It's not, and I was sober at the time. This was not just sobriety. Sobriety was the first step into reacquainting with my true self, you know, with my whatever Atman or whatever you want to call it, the actual essence of who I actually am meant to be. And then, you know, some of my friends or whatever would say, well, you've always been who. I said, no, you don't understand. There's a different place you can go to where you go, well, there's a blueprint to me that has nothing to do with what my mom and dad said, or my nationality, or I'm freaking Italian, or like, just take all that away. Who are you? That happened 3 years ago. I started that journey. So what you're seeing is me in a baby phase in the beginning of that new journey, which is I want to make sure I end my life being closer to the truth of, you know, what I think this life should be like.
Right.
And I'm not sure what that is yet. It certainly is not 150 dates on the road. It's going to be a lot less. There's going to be a lot more walking and meditation and painting and things that are just much more serene and, you know, catering to my introvert personality. I mean, it just has to take place. And then I also think that I made a connection this year with the fans that have supported me for 25, 30 years. They're all here now on the live stream that I do. And they're paying, they're pitching in, they're sending money, they're buying art, they're buying bootlegs and t-shirts. And the connection I've made has changed everything in a really, really, I don't know, it's a glorious way. I understand my community better than I ever did. I'm not trying to show up for a gig. I actually showing up now for these people.
Yes.
We are together playing and making music.
Yeah, man. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. Like, that's what this pandemic or whatever did for us. It showed us that the community is essential and real, and that we really do rely on each other in a crazy way for our health of our heads. Yeah. And these conversations are essential because if they don't come out, we never fucking know, man. We never know. And seeing them take care of you does something for you, right? Yeah. No, it's I've wept many days. I really have. As I, you know, go to the PayPal account, and it's not the amount, it's just the notes that these people write and what they say. Hey, I want to thank you for, and then they go through, sometimes it's super long emails just in detail about the last 25 years. And it's like, makes me emotional right now. It's just, I had no idea. And I can't believe I missed this. Well,
you were caught up in your own thing.
You were doing your thing. You know, I want to share something with you, man. So I've had my own struggles with addiction in the past. And you know, when Mel and I met, I was a homeless junkie on the streets of Las Vegas. And she stepped in and was that person for me that was like, you know what, man, there's somebody inside there that needs to come out. I never saw that guy. I didn't know he was even existed. And, you know, not through a million trial and errors did I start to even figure that out, you know, interventions and rehabs and relapse and bullshit. And, you know the score. Yeah. But her and I were having a conversation this morning based on listening to your album. And, you know, there's a tendency, at least for me, to at times identify with that guy as me now and see life through the eyes of that guy. And, you know, maybe in the past 2 years, I've really started coming to terms and like noticing when that happens and like putting a check on it. Like, oh, you're stepping back and coming from a different place completely because, you know, we have this beautiful life. We've been married for 23 years. I live with my best friend since I was 12 years old. We're here in Portland, Oregon. We have this show. We're talking to you. There's all these beautiful things.
Yeah.
And I find myself more and more coming from that place. And I realize for you with your music, there is a definite shift from where you were coming from at what some like Mind of a Junkie and those type of songs. And then at some point it shifted. What was the catalyst of that for you, man? Because I'm curious, just on a totally selfish level, what started that? It's time for
set break.
Whoa, that was cool. Let's do that one more time. It's time for
set break.
Wow, we're doing set break.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to Anders Osborne?
Out of a New Orleans Saints lamp
that you got from Electric Fish Lights?
Shit. You should.
Darwin will.
Darwin ordered a Saints lamp?
He did. He went to electricfishlights.com. He told them exactly what he wanted ordered. He said he wanted an electric fish light that was shaped like a female puppy so that he could put it in his corner of the room.
What about his Saints one?
Well, he also has that one too, but he wants the and he also ordered
wants the puppy one.
He also ordered one that's shaped like a dog bone. Because you could do that, you know. You could go to electricfishlights.com, you could tell them what you want. You could get anything that you can imagine, like a cartoon character or a sports team or
how does that work?
It's this thing called IQ technology, and what that means is there's these 30
interlocking quadrilaterals.
Right, Mel, and it's 30 interlocking pieces that can be configured into 15 different shapes. It's made with upcycled vinyl from milk jugs, like milk jug plastic. And when you put those shapes together, it's basically endless what they can build. These lights are fucking dope, you guys. Go check it out. Go to electricfishlights.com online or go to @electricfishlights on Instagram and you'll see what I'm talking about. These things come with a 12-year energy efficient, safe to leave on LED bulb, a 12-foot cord, and a hardware kit to hang the light. You can use them outdoors. They even have a bulb that changes colors. You can upgrade to the color changing bulb. And they also have another bulb that has a Bluetooth speaker in it. So when you get that cartoon character or dog bone, you can blast music out of it and funky lights will light up your life.
Yeah.
So
it's your room different colors, and I can say it's safe. I have not turned my light off since January.
For real, dude?
For real. It's been on since January.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay,
I quit turning it off. Like, why not take advantage of that?
Okay. Well, hey, check that out. See, we're not just blowing hot air in your ear right now. That's a real thing. So check it out, man. They're hooking you up with 10% off if you put in the promo code NSR when you check out. And if you get the color changing upgrade, they're going to give you a one-of-a-kind collaborative No Simple Road Electric Fish Lights print poster that will, if you get the color changing upgrade, it comes to life. So go check it out, man. It is the most awesome stuff on the planet. electricfishlights.com, @electricfishlights on Instagram, promo code's NSR. And then when you're done, if you're in the Portland area, you can head over to
Define Premium Cannabis.
I love when you guys do that.
Because it's fantastic. Define definitely deserves a double voice.
Yeah. And
what's Define, Apple?
Define Premium Cannabis is a cannabis dispensary up here in the Portland area.
It's not just a cannabis dispensary.
Oh, no. It is the cannabis dispensary in this area. We have a location in Hillsboro and one out in Forest Grove. And if you come in to see us, we will help you navigate the constant changing world of cannabis.
Yes,
and all of the new things that are coming out, the edibles, dabbables, vapables, smokables, rubbables, all of those things.
We all are the different CBD, CBN, CBG, wow.
More and more stuff comes out all the time. Like I just brought home this week the new pear flavored wild gummy with
instant new favorite
CBG and THC in it.
I was
like biting into a pear.
First of all, the flavor was perfect. There's nothing that I would change.
You guys were like all about these things.
It wasn't too sweet. It was perfect. Then the effects come on. Holy freaking Toledo.
I felt like I was higher than when I was rolling.
I did. My body, like the incredible body high that I had, I mean, it's definitely an aphrodisiac for sure. Or it's a great thing to put you right to bed. Like, whatever you want to do except for drive and like energy stuff. But if you want to kick it, relax, chill, maybe craft, whatever, it's the best.
It's the best. And CBG is one of those things that's newer to the market. It has 10 times or more the anti-inflammatory qualities of CBD.
Great for your health.
It is a kind of an upper. They say at first to try taking it in the morning, but that's what I'm saying. Come in, visit us. We will educate you on all this stuff because it's constantly new things are coming out. Things are changing, the milligrams, everything.
Sure.
And one thing we pride ourselves on at Define is taking our time with customers.
And if you go to the Hillsborough location Monday through Friday and you ask for Apple, he will come out of the back dressed like an alligator. And he will chomp his way over to the case and help you find the perfect cannabis product.
And I'll be a chilled alligator because 420 is over. Woo! And I'm now floating on a cloud of calmness.
Yes, while you're there, let them know that you are a No Simple Road family listener, and they will give you 10% off of your purchase.
And a free t-shirt.
That's right.
So they're going to hook you up. So 2 locations in the Portland area to serve you, 1 in Hillsborough, 1 in Forest Grove. Go check it out. Ask for Apple. You'll meet an alligator. You'll get good cannabis, and you'll be taking care of business. So I think Set Break is ending.
Yeah,
Set Break is ending. Here we go. Back to
Anders.
I think it was a similar, like I said, in August in 2017. There was a mental break. And it reminded me, it was similar to the addiction break. Like sometimes I call it, you get to the end of yourself in some way or another. So you stand at the cliff and you're looking at, okay, this is the end of me. If I turn around, I can go back and find myself again. But I think I'm at the end. And then, so that's kind of what happened. In my despair in 17, I just knew that I cannot go on touring like this. I can't be away from everything that I work for and that I love the most. I can't spend 200 dates away from them. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. And then you start asking questions like, for what? Why am I doing it? And once you start asking the actual real questions, why am I writing a song? You have to examine, is it selfish? Is it for glory? Is it for fame? Is it for money? And you start going through that list of all the reasons that you have done these extremely extrovert exercises. All these things that are about going outward. And once I examined that, I realized they're all people-pleasing and codependency. Every single thing, none of it is for me. I don't want it for myself at all. Whoa. And that brought me to a place that I remember thinking about a long time ago too, is that the gift I have of music and poetry is not for me, it's for other people. So I have to find who these people are that may need this, and then make sure that we make a connection. That's my job. My job is not to glorify myself in all kinds of ways, which is the right cover art, the right PR picture, the right interviews, the right stage lighting, all the strategies that go out. You asked the first question about this record. All the shit that goes into this, the PR, machine. It is so useless once your ambition is gone. Once you realize you have no ambition to do the things for those reasons. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, it does, man.
Holy shit, yes it does.
Yeah, well, and then you're faced with figuring out if you're going to keep doing it even.
That's exactly it. And then the pandemic saved my ass. I realized, yes, it's what I'm meant to do. I just have to do it for them, not for the audience I don't have, for the one I have. Wow. These people have been here for decades. Aww. That's who I play for, not for the other people.
Like your family.
Yes, they are, and they truly are. I get people that tell me, my grandparents listened to you. I grew up with my parents always played your record, the so-and-so from 1990. And I'm like, this is amazing. So now I realize that's what I had. my mom turned me on to, and so forth. And so you have this link. So if I would ever meet Jim Croce, I would go, my mom played Jim Croce, and like, I can't believe I'm meeting you. And then all of a sudden I feel like Jim was my uncle, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what these people feel. There's part of their vocabulary. So if I play for them and we continue to grow old together and we live our lives through divorces and loss of children and parents and depression, addiction, joys, weddings, birth of kids, grandkids, if that's what we live through, it's worth doing.
Wow. You're a beautiful human being, man. I'm not
Thank
just
God
saying
for that. Thank God for that breakdown in 2017. I mean, do you know, like sometimes these are like these pivotal, like you were saying, it's the end of your life to some degree. Nobody wants to think about ends as new beginnings. You know what I mean? Ends are like a scary place to be. Like, that's it. No more. It's gone. It's finished. Yeah. But here you pull out another aspect of yourself to give that you weren't currently doing
or aware of.
And I have to say this because I was reading this other article that someone wrote about you, and you said, and you mentioned it a bit ago, 150 dates on the road, and how it becomes a mantra based on the songs that you're singing. And isn't life like that also, based on the actions that you're continuously doing? That is a mantra for your life, you know? Yeah. And even though you've been performing your whole life, to tweak that performance into something that's actually feeding us instead of stealing from you, that is like, that's blowing my mind right now, that transition that you've made. And it seems seamless, and clearly we know it's not. But like, that's a huge, just changing the intention changes the nutrition of your music. And I'm just grateful.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful, isn't it? It's from you, but not at the same time, you know? It's like you're that higher, like you said, your Atman.
It becomes Seva.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a returning to something that it just is, like we said before.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to think that these are cliches, just like in AA, all these little small tidbits of slogans that we use.
Yeah.
I always said, when people say, all these freaking slogans, I go, well, that's the only way I'm going to actually be able to absorb it, is in small doses. It's the cliches are made for me and my low intelligence to be able to actually understand and comprehend what they mean. If you gave me the whole depth of it, I don't think I would absorb it. I wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing about this too. Atman, your true self, the essence, be in the moment. They sound like cliches nowadays with New Age and all the yogi and Swami and Ram Dass and everything that's getting popular again. It goes back tens of thousands of years. There's nothing new about it. It's just we have to use slogans to be able to absorb it. But that is the truth. And I don't have any doubt, no doubt, that connection is what all of us are searching for. And it just takes a little different paths for each one of us, but we're all going to the exact same place, which is the return to who you are.
Yeah,
that's what this is. This is a journey. When I go to Greece, I pretend I'm from Greece. If I'm in New York City, I don't look up because I want to be a local. I pretend I'm a local, and I go into you just go down to the corner store right there, blah blah blah, get my at the diner, blah blah blah, and I order, and I just pretend. I pretend all the time. Well, that's what we're doing in life. We're here pretending that we know what we're doing.
Right. Dude,
wow.
It's funny that you say that, because it becomes, when you don't see that thing, you are under this illusion that you can't change what's going on. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, well, I'm fucking stuck. And no, man, you could 360 anytime you want, but that's the yeah, brother.
That's the best. It's one of my mantras when I meditate. It's like, yo, you are free, motherfucker. You're free. I have to remind myself, and I literally say it like that. Yo, hey, hold up. you're free.
Yeah. You know,
that's so beautiful.
It really
you can
is.
Do 360 anytime you want.
Yeah.
You'll be back right where you started.
Hopefully with a new haircut and a new attitude, right?
No shit, right? Let's try it again.
It's, it's just a really cool thing. You were just saying how many birthdays you've missed, how many Christmases you missed, and to be here right now today with you at your son's first lacrosse game, that is a pivotal. It's beautiful.
He's out there running. Yeah, it's fantastic.
How old is he?
His birth. He's me.
Him.
No,
your son.
No, him. He's 18. Turning 18 on Monday. Yeah.
Wow.
And you're going to be home for the birthday. So check this out, man. It seems to me, at least for you, from what I understand, that these awful experiences like a mental breakdown, a pandemic and a lockdown turn out to be these huge blessings.
Yeah.
The pandemic, I think, from the story that you've told, has taught you something that you wouldn't have maybe got otherwise.
Yep.
I
think so.
That's crazy. And you know what? Now that I'm saying it, me too.
We all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, man. It's
pretty good.
It's
a good one.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about New Orleans. I was telling Mel this morning, I said, when I think of New Orleans, I think of Anders. Like the two, yeah, man, for real, for me. And I think of Mardi Gras and voodoo and so many of the musician friends that we have hold that place in such regard. Can you tell me from your perspective, what's the magic there?
Give me 1 second. Bella, can you make sure you film some of this when he's out there? Thank you. Sorry.
Right.
I gotta get some.
All good,
that's
man.
important.
That's more important than I am. Fuck me.
No. I'm gonna get some footage. I just realized my wife said, if you don't get some footage, I'm gonna kill you. And I don't want to die today.
I'm not coming in between that.
Yeah. So about New Orleans.
Yeah.
What's special about it? I think it's one of the cities. I don't want to say few, but in my experience, it's one of the rare cities in the world that actually exercises living in the moment. And they look for reasons to be in the moment. And it's not a put on thing. It's more of a cultural way of living. They make sure that when they play, they don't play because it's a showcase. They play music because they're playing and it's happening right here and now. And you could tell. So it's usually unrehearsed, a lot of improv, part of the style all the way back 100 years back, to traditional jazz and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Food. I think the food culture, the way it's mixed different ingredients is from the South, the Caribbean, the African, and the European, French cooking with Spanish cooking, and the West African cooking. I think that has created a culture of sitting down together. So you gather around the food, which is what people talk about a lot, in Italy and stuff. It's the same way. You just, the food is a very sacred part. So you don't go to a restaurant, you go to hang out, you have brunch for 4 or 5 hours sometimes. Like you sit forever, you skip, you don't go back to the office. That's a common thing that happens. They just continue their meetings at the eating place.
Shit.
What else is special? All right, we scored.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So I think that, and there's a nice mixture of, personalities, not quite like New York and LA and San Francisco and these big metropolitan cool areas. But there's enough, I think, because of the tradition of being a port town. My grandfather came there, lived there for many decades, and he was a merchant marine for 40 plus years, and he would tell me about all these different people and these guys that he became good friends with from Argentina, and this Dutch guy, and then the French people that he always traveled with. And it's like, so in his conversation, you would hear all these different nationalities.
Right.
And I think, Portland has that as well. Mm-hmm. It's a port town. So you get all these people come from everywhere. That creates just a little more openness.
Yeah, an open vibe.
Yeah, you're forced to actually accept other people's ways of living a little more, I think.
Damn.
Which is different than if you're in the middle of the country somewhere and you don't see as many different cultures. It's hard to understand and not feel threatened by it. But I'd say that, the music, the spontaneous way that we play music, and the food, those two things are just a remarkable contribution, I think, to the culture of the world. That's what I think.
Right, man. That's really beautiful.
We can't wait to get 2020. We're everybody we know that down around there talks about Jazz Fest. And we were supposed to be going, but that's going to happen. And when it does again, it's going to be spectacular. And we were hoping to be there.
We're going to go eat somewhere. We're going to go eat somewhere. Man. I'll take you all out.
Fuck yeah, Anders. I'm going to let you go watch your son, man. That's way more important than doing this. But hey,
sweet.
I want to tell you something, man, before we go. I appreciate everything that you've done, knowing or unknowing. It's done a lot for me, man. I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, well, he's getting emotional. Well,
it's okay.
You mean a lot to us, and our sobriety and our taking care of ourselves. And this new album is so inspirational at a time when it's so needed, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, when I heard "Mind of a Junkie," it started something for me.
Wow,
and
that's amazing.
So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And even currently, I mean, that was an older song, but even currently, like, you're bringing up these deep conversations like Aaron and I had this morning about our relationship and our marriage and his addiction. And that's today, 23 years into our marriage. Like, you're still being relevant, and
it's
you're
timeless.
And I appreciate that so much, because no matter how far you've come from where you were, you're going in the right direction. And I'm appreciative of that. And so thank you.
And when we do come to New Orleans, I'm buying you dinner.
All right. That's a deal.
A 5-hour dinner.
All right, brother. You take care of yourself. Go enjoy your day, man. Much love from us.
Thank you for your blessing, Jay.
Likewise.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye.
You rode down to the harbor, rolled up both his sleeves, locked the back on Margaret Street, his last day in the Keys. He was thinking about Neil Casal, thinking about Austin too. How feminine the darkness is when it cracks your heart in two. He was staring into the sun and watched the tide roll in, calculating every cloud and navigating the wind. Yeah, they sing about you now when you're gone, and brag about how much they knew you all along. But no one gave a shit about you on your knees, or your last day in the Keys. Yeah, he first came in from way up Maine, floating on a storm. Like getting in fancy wine was how he kept his loneliness warm. Or some would say he was no good, just a drunkard and a brute. Others claimed, misunderstood, he was passionate and misused. His mama was the violent one, his dad's from Baton Rouge. So he learned to go unseen in the sacrilege of burning a room. We remember your birthday now since you're gone, and every time your tune comes on, we all sing along. But no one gave a shit about you on your knees, or your last day in the Keys. On this day he rowed his boat away from Key West, listening to the seagulls squawk in his heart, beating in his chest. He always knew he belonged out here in the lonesome and the deep. As he gently pushed away the boat, he let the waves rock him to sleep. Sinking slow down below, his head was getting cold. Now he couldn't feel his legs, but the emptiness finally let him go. Yeah, we sing about you now when you're gone, and brag about how much we knew you all along. But no one gave a shit about you on your knees, or your last day in the Keys.
Wow.
Whoa. I got a little.
I think we all loved Anders before. Man, what an inspiration. What an amazing dude.
I don't even know what to say, honestly. I mean,
I don't either. That was like another therapy kind of session. He is what an inspiration.
Did we barely
voice.
even talk about the album?
We did. We got in there a little bit at the beginning.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
I think we heard a whole lot of where the album comes from now, and that is amazing to hear him saying that, realizing, slowing down during the pandemic, he realized what it's all about, and all his
there was a few things
fans that are like family now, and
that he said about like questioning yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I writing this song? Why am I going from state to state? Why am I taking this photo? Like, be fucking mindful of what you're putting out, like,
or what you're putting in.
Any of it.
Yeah.
Be mindful. He didn't say those words, but that's kind of like a lot of what he's gotten out of the time is, what is this? Who are you? Like, who is this face looking back at me? Why am I doing these things? That right there, just the plain and simple questioning of your own motives to get to a better, not even a better space, but like a different space.
Yeah, it's a
space.
Continuation of your journey on the planet.
I love we all did love him. He's like a humorist too. His sense of humor, you can tell, is just fantastic. The way he talks about things and that, like stripping it down, like you're not Italian, you're not this, you're not that. Remove all those things.
Who are you?
I just like he's got it figures with he's got a wonderful sense of humor about everything, and a wonderful sense of life, and
how he can just pony back and forth to like traumatic hard times and now, and not have any attachment to like the emotion of it. Like, well, I mean, I'm just basing it on this conversation right here. Yeah. I'm not saying that that's he's got a perfect way of viewing things. I'm saying he can sit there and talk about different aspects of his life with a clarity, I'm sure, that maybe one time ago wasn't as easy to do.
Yeah. I mean, I know I can only speak from my own experience, but I couldn't even articulate the feelings. You know what I mean by that? I couldn't even tell you how I felt or what it felt like or how it made me feel or any of that. There was a wall there during all of that.
Yeah.
And then coming out of it, it's like, when you're able to speak about it, it's a relief. It's a relief to be able to articulate feeling.
Yeah.
When you've dulled it for years.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's
well, it sounds like that's what he did too, talking about getting to 2017 and that breakdown, like even when he was already sober, get to that point of a breakdown again and being useless.
And we didn't even talk about, he started that, I forget what it's called. Call a friend?
No, that's not what it was either. I want to bring it up because it was really rad.
It's not called Call a Friend?
Well,
either
I
way,
think he's definitely someone which I'm sure we're going to reach out to him and have him on again when we can do like more longer and sitting down. That is a very inspirational and again a teacher in a way. There's a lot
very
there.
Much a teacher.
So he started a thing where if a musician is getting sober, instead of them going from show to show, white knuckling in bars, in any town that they have a show in, they can call a friend.
Yeah. Okay. This is what it's called.
And they'll come just sit with them while they play and make sure that they keep their shit together. And they'll come 30 minutes before the show and stay 30 minutes after with them.
Whoa.
What?
I wanted to read a little bit about it because it's called Send Me a Friend.
Send Me a Friend. That's it.
So, Send Me a Friend. This is him talking. I thought if there was a network of a collection of names and people who are willing to come out and sit with the artist so they can get back to work. And what if there's a network maybe international or just national or just at first in the city of New Orleans? And then we thought, what if we designed something that specifically catered to all music industry people, including the dancers, the crew, the lighting guys. So right now, or when this happened, he having two guys sit next to him, and you realize that it was like a comfort. Like say, think about like a big old bouncer. Like
there's two guys sitting on stage left, just chilling out, watching him play.
Yeah, and instead of finding it, kind of disconcerting, it was a comfort to him, and it helped him through this time. And so creating that Send Me a Friend to anybody in the industry who needs that support. And what a cool conversation, what a cool relationship you could create and cultivate through that.
Yeah, you would have, if you were doing a tour you'd have friends in every city that would have your back.
And so I guess
you know you're going somewhere where you're going to get that again.
Send Me a Friend is an arm of the Positive Vibrations Foundation. And they've been a network of support for sober musicians of all genres. In 2017, NPR featured Osborne and the organization to let people know about it. So go ahead and look it up. It's Send Me a Friend, and it's under the arm of the Positive Vibrations Foundation. So if you guys want to give to that or just learn more about it.
It's a worthy cause.
It's a worthy cause, and clearly something that's helpful to the people that we love, that are the musicians that are singing our unsung songs.
I know. I don't want to lose anymore.
Well, no. And I love that he was thanking, like, connecting with his fans, not even reconnecting, but connecting and stuff. So, like, I mean, you could support him too. The love he said he's getting from that, and it's not just the monetary. It's the notes and the emails and the gratitude.
It reminds me of the show so much.
When it makes I'm going to throw this out there for everybody. Here's this. His album came out February 19th. We're recording this on the 20th. I'm going to order the vinyl right now. I wanted to ask him about that, but we were a little time. You get the vinyl, and it comes with a treasure map, and the treasure map has clues in it to get the possibility to win a treasure chest of some type that he's doing. So obviously talking to him, I mean, this is always has been a very awesome dude, but is in like a new, like he said, birth. You're seeing my new baby face of this person, and just what an amazing person to have on the show and finally get to talk to, because we wanted to do this for a little while, but he's like one of the busiest men in show business. But I think
this was the perfect opportunity. Like, you know, say we would have talked to him last year, he was still in the process.
And he was so busy and so...
Well,
I just feel like
they're at, I'm cool with.
Yeah. These happen when they're supposed to. What a perfect thing. He's there at his son's lacrosse game. He just had his album yesterday. His son's birthday is coming up.
Sounds like a good week.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, and that's Anders Osborne.
That's Anders.
And
that was just it was like a tiny little
snippet.
Piece. Yeah. He's got a lot.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot there.
They will be
for sure.
Have several follow-ups with him, and I can't wait to come down to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Have some good cooking.
Check it out, you guys. Go get the album. If you're into the vinyl, do that. Otherwise, go pick it up on whatever streaming platform. It is absolutely amazing. You just heard two of the songs, and those were my two favorites on the album. And you know, if you're not familiar, I'm sure most of you are with Anders, go back and listen, and you'll hear what I was talking about. There's a definite tone to his older stuff, and then there's a very real visceral shift in the message of the music and where he's coming from. And it's really cool to like go on that journey musically with him. And yeah, man,
have an Anders day.
Well, it's all very heartfelt, and it's timeless. His stuff is very relevant. His writing, even through the changes, it always kind of like Grateful Dead's music. It's always right on with what's going on with you or something. It's music. It's therapy and helpful.
All right. So we'll be back next week with more stuff and things.
We'll be back next weekend.
We'll be back
too.
at some time.
Well, yeah. There'll be a
next
weekend
week
in it.
Yeah,
and
the
next
very
weekend.
near future.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Apple. And take care of each other until then. And smile at a stranger.
yourselves.
Wash your hands, and pet dogs, and make sure you eat good food.
You know what? When you walk by a mirror, smile at yourself.
Tell yourself you're awesome.
And you know what? Pretend. That's another thing I like he brought up.
Pretending
you can always
doing.
switch it up by pretending.
I'm going to be a pirate today.
There.
Arr. Arr. All right, you scallywags. See you next week.
plank.
I'll make you walk the plank. Arr. Bye, everybody. We love you.
Peace.
But it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hell it means bend the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so committed, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. Mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hi, this is Henry Kay, host of the #1 music history podcast, Rootsland. Come with me on a journey to Kingston, Jamaica, where we explore the world of reggae music and the untold stories of some of the genre's greatest legends. From the ghettos and tenement yards where the music was born, to the island's iconic recording studios. We are so excited to team up with Osiris Media, the leading storyteller in music, because as you'll hear, sometimes the story is the best song.